Hello, sexy souls, and welcome to another episode of the Move with Love podcast. I'm April Miranda, your host, healer, and guide. And I am so thrilled and excited for this episode because today we have Fiona Thomson, who is a registered massage therapist, Reiki practitioner, breathwork facilitator, meditation teacher, and certified hypnotist. She also loves roller skating, running, reading a good book, and traveling. Welcome to the show, Fiona.
Thank you so much, April, for having me.
Mm.
I'm so excited to be here. It's so different being on the other side of the mic.
Oh, what a joy. I am just so thrilled. Our paths have crossed. We met in Jamaica. We had some activations and meetings here in Toronto, and we just stayed connected. And the journey has unfolded to where we are now and like co-creating some experiences.
Absolutely.
This podcast interview with some healing experiences together. And we'll get into that shortly. But first, I want to hear more about you. Okay. Tell me your top three turning points in your life that led you to where you are today.
Okay. Top 3 turning points. So I think probably my biggest was when I was in massage school, and I was originally like personal training. I was like teaching Pilates, I was teaching spin classes, and my reaching out to do like massage was like, well, people are doing all this abuse to their body. They need to do something to feel good for their body. So I really enjoyed having massages. And so that's how usually anything begins with me. When I enjoy something, I want somebody else to feel that way too. So for me, massage started when I was like a small child. Like my grandmother used to massage me. Like I used to get headaches a lot. And I just always would go back to that feeling of that, feeling loved and feeling supported. So yeah, that was a big turning point when I did my massage. And I've been doing that for about 17 years now.
Wow.
A long time. And during the pandemic, the first time when I was on lockdown, I wasn't working. And so I started reaching out to other modalities of like meditation, breath work, because another turning point when I had like a breakup from a best friend, like we had a falling out. I went to this meditation retreat in Mexico, and I just remember like just having this healing of like just a release of energy of like whatever I was going through, everything that was happening was like, it was okay. It was fine. Like I needed that to get ahead, to grow. So yeah, it was as difficult as it was, but I remember that Reiki and that yoga and that meditation, just like being in your physical body, but like almost transcending somewhere else and being elsewhere and being like, okay, you know what? There's more than just being in this physical body, like, and I want to experience that. I want to go there all the time. So yeah, I took my meditation teacher training in December of 2020. And then I took my breathwork facilitator, because in meditation, you have to breathe. So it's like they go hand in hand. And so when I took the meditation with the breathwork, I was like, wow, this stuff is amazing. Like it's breathwork is like meditation on steroids, like, right? So
yeah, it just moves energy.
Yeah. And I know how I felt when I had Reiki. You almost are left with a sense of peace. Like, it's like you feel lighter. You physically feel like, all your heavy burdens or your aches and pains are gone. So again, I was like, if I feel like this, I want other people to feel like this. So,
yes.
And then I guess the third turning point, oh boy, for the hypnosis, I think because I was getting more into the mind, the brain sort of things, because the more you're doing breath work, the more you're getting out of your physical body. And I've had a couple good, really amazing breathwork sessions where I almost like astral travel, and I felt like I was somewhere else. And I had visions of these other lives. And I was like, are they actually real? Like, am I actually witnessing, like, is that really happening? So yeah, I did hypnosis, and then I got into the past life. And after a couple like past life sessions, and I saw me, like I saw me either as a male, or I saw myself as a female, I saw myself as a child. And every person I was someone who was working with their hands, which is cool because I'm a massage therapist now when I do Reiki. And so it's like, oh, okay, so that's cool. But and then there was a lot of lessons that I learned, and it really like makes you see the whole picture. There's like all the little things that happen in life. You're just like, that's not really a big deal. Like I've gone through this already before. I've survived this, right? So
Mhm.
it just gives you an eye opening and like lessons, and then behavior patterns that you do. So yeah, I found all of them. I was like, how can I implement all of these? Because like, and when it comes down to it, it's like, how do I feel? Like, I feel really good, and I want people maybe who are experiencing the same situations, or maybe are stuck or whatever. How can I help them to feel this way too? So
Mm.
yeah.
Wow. And I love how you would always stay curious, like, oh, this is what people need. Let me explore, let me experience. Oh, now I want to get certified. Oh, you find a new layer of your healing journey. You experience it, you go through your healing, whether it's breakdowns, breakthroughs, right through the hardships of any heartache. But then you're like, oh, this feels amazing. I want to learn.
Mhm.
I want to learn more.
Mhm.
And like, that's what I love, because we're always learning, like this, like to be a healer. You don't say that when you're 5 years old. Well, I didn't, I wanted to be a rich and famous movie star, but like the way the path just unfolds, because you yeah, exactly, you have these moments when I'm like, oh, I feel shitty, and then I would go to yoga and like, oh, I feel better. And so
Mhm.
same with me, like yoga made me feel one with everything, one with myself. And I'm like, oh, I was led to do the yoga teacher training, and
Mhm.
then experiencing Reiki, like, oh, I feel out of my body, exactly what you said. I'm like, oh, okay, I want to learn more about Reiki, because you couldn't Google Reiki. I'm like, what is that sensation? And then I'm like, okay, I just got to do my Reiki level 1, and then level 2, and then level 3. I'm like, oh, okay, it just kind of happens, right?
Mhm. Mhm. It just
Uh,
unfolds naturally,
it
right?
just
So
unfolds naturally. Um, so yeah, thank you for sharing those turning points. Um, what is the most important skill that you have developed on your journey? Because you
my
got a
skill.
lot. You got a beautiful bio, lots of healing modalities under your belt, but what is the most important skill?
I think either a healing, either with my hands or with my voice. I
Mm.
found that has really um, not only heals the person, but I feel like it heals myself. Because like either when I can express, or when I can write something down, or I'm actually touching someone's body, it's a dual, like I'm healing the person, but I'm healing myself. So it goes deeper than just, healing a person. It's healing everything. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
yes.
think, yeah, using my hands.
I love that. And I also enjoy how you had these visions of you always using your hands, whether
Mhm.
these visions as a child or in your past life. And also with your journey, it's like you started with the physical, personal
Mhm.
training, whether it's spin and Pilates, and then you got into the physical touch with RMT, and then you got into breath, working with chi, and then Reiki, the energy. And now you're really, really diving into the subconscious.
Mhm.
And let me hear like the importance of healing at the subconscious level.
It's very powerful. A lot of people think like hypnosis, it's like, oh, well, I don't know, like, is it real? Does it really work? And because you're speaking to the mind at a subconscious level. So you can, as the person, can accept or reject any suggestions that come to you. But there's still going to be something that's going to be implanted into the subconscious. So it might not happen right away, but it might happen like in a few days. They usually after like 2 weeks, if I had done like a hypnosis session or past life, within 2 weeks, a lot of stuff is unraveling, you know. So whether someone wants to quit smoking or has insomnia or has an extreme like stress and they don't know where it's coming from, like one session, you'll immediately feel that it's like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, you know, or the way they approach certain behaviors are no longer an issue. Like I had one person I had worked on, and she had her behavior with food. So whenever she would get stressed out, she would stress eat. She would stress eat. And I had worked on her one time, and she had come back to me and she's like, you know, I don't know if this is true or if this was from the session that you did. She's like, but I notice like now when I get stressed out, I don't reach for that food. I don't reach for that snack. And I was like, no, that's what happens. Like, you know, even if you're someone who's quick to anger, you'll notice that all of a sudden you're a little bit, those things that would trigger you or anger you, or you're like, it's not really a big deal. You know, I'll just kind of dust it off my shoulder and like move along my day. But, you know, little tweaks, like just speaking to the subconscious mind, it's a lot of like ego strengthening. So it's a lot of confirming to like who you are, that you are beautiful, you are capable, you are confident. It's like when you're saying a lot of those things to someone, sometimes they don't believe it, but when you say it enough and it's on repeat, but you say it to them while they're kind of in that sleep state, the message stays with them. It sinks in deeper, and then all of a sudden they could be doing something like, you know what, I can do that. Yeah, so it's interesting.
Ooh, and you even just said the words ego strengthening. You know,
Yeah.
because I've been hearing like, oh, transcend the ego or quiet that ego, but you're like, no, let's strengthen it. So can you elaborate a bit more on that?
Yeah, so most people, you think you want to push down your ego. You're like, no, the ego's coming up, they're saying this. It's like, no, you want to work with your ego. Okay. We're the same person. Okay. So, and every time, like if something comes up to me and I'm like, oh, why am I thinking like that? I have to step back and be like, listen, ego, we are in this together. I don't know why you're trying to fight with me. Like, just chill out. And, you know, like if you get feelings of anxiety or like, I can't do this, or like judgment or things like this, you're like, no, listen, we are one body. Let's do this together. So yeah, ego strengthening, it's like, it's a different, you strengthen yourself as a whole being, not just like your thoughts. Yeah, your thoughts become things, but it's like, we're in this together. Let's work together so we can get what we want, get what we desire, right? So
I love this so much, because one of my friends said, your ego is your amigo, or like
yeah.
make your ego your amigo. I'm like, ooh, you're right. Like, because even when I message you, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna post this on YouTube. Also, I'm gonna put on lipstick because my ego wants to put on lipstick. You know, so you're right. Like the same way the soul wants to be seen and heard, the ego wants to be seen and heard. Right. So I love how you're like, let's work together. Like, okay, ego, why are you fighting me? This is the same vehicle. We both want to win. We both want to excel, feel fulfillment, feel success, satisfaction, you know? So I like, you're like, no, let's work together. And so that is a nice, not twist, but like, you know, reframe in the spiritual community. You know what I mean?
Like more of awareness,
Yeah.
like of your ego.
That's beautiful. And it's like building a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
With the ego. Because I know sometimes my ego goes wild, and I find myself, I tend to judge myself, judge my ego. And I'm like, then the guilt comes up, shame, you know what I mean? Like, but when you're like, oh, let's work together, I'm like, okay. So this
usually when your ego comes up, it's a sign to recognize, you know, maybe not something that is a fault or mistake, but it just brings your attention to be like, okay, why is this upsetting me? Or why is this triggering me? Like, why am I fighting against myself? it's just to recognize, is be like, hey, I'm here. Like, I'm not here to pick on you. I'm just reminding you that, it's like, maybe you can't do this. And then you're like, no, listen, I can do this. We have to work together. So
I like that when you say it's like awareness, because whether it's like your triggers or traumas or whatever comes up, it's like, oh, wait, time out. Just an area that needs to be looked at, an area that you may have not noticed before. And I think with my biggest learn is to like witness with kindness, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. So with this becoming a certified hypnotist and working with people's subconscious, I like, what's my next question? I just want to dive deeper in this power. Okay, so I guess like release the negative stigma of hypnosis, because some people have gone to some shows and people's been on stage and done some embarrassing things, and so let's tell me about what I guess the negative things that you've heard, and like let's just nip it in the bud. Tell me the benefits of hypnosis.
So a lot of people will think with hypnosis that you're going to be under this like deep trance, and the hypnotist will tell you things that that you don't remember doing, or they will convince you like you won't have superpowers, you won't have special skills, like you're still completely aware of what's happening. So think of it as if your body is asleep but your mind is fully awake. So you can still talk to have a conversation with the hypnotist. So the hypnotist may say something to you and you'd be like, no, I don't agree with that. But it's a way of suggesting, like say someone has a problem with eating. So I would suggest you, maybe reach for that fruit instead of that chocolate bar, So it's a suggestion. You can still reject it, but it's a suggestion. Whether it sticks into your subconscious mind or not, that's up to you if you're willing to accept that, right? So anyone can be hypnotized if they're willing. Like, if there is any blockages, if there's any fear of, a lot of people don't want to do hypnosis because they're afraid what will come up, what will be revealed to them. And a lot of people are very uncomfortable learning about themselves. So a lot of people are really like, no, they throw down the axe and be like, no, I don't want to know. I would prefer not to know. So I think it's quite healing if the person is willing. You're totally aware of what's happening. People can do self-hypnosis on themselves. So like before you go to bed, you say the suggestions. There's this one I say every night. I've been saying it since I was in class, and it's like, every day in every way, I'm getting better in every way. So you say it 10 times, like, one hand on the other hand. And then it's like, you say that right before you go to bed. So subconsciously in your mind, you're getting better. Like every day you're getting better in every way, you're getting better. So little things like that. But hypnosis can be, if you're driving and you are always taking the same route. So it's like you get into that hypnotic kind of like, all right, I got to turn left here, or I got to do this. So it's like you're almost in that hypnotic state, but you're still fully aware. You're still fully aware that you're driving, right? So it's like being more mindful. That's the difference, right? You're mindful of what's happening, but your body can still be not physically there, like could be asleep.
Got it. And can you just say that statement again? Every day in every way, or
every day in every way, I'm getting better in every way.
Please say it 2 more times.
Every day in every way, I'm getting better in every way. Every day in every way, I'm getting better in every way.
Wow, thank you for that. And even just hearing your voice, I'm like, okay, that lands. Like, I can do that every night. That is simple.
Do that every night. And honestly, you'll notice just little things like, you. So the things that will, kind of get under your skin, or maybe get you a little bit hyper, or, so
or the negative habits. And
so you say that, and but don't say that when you're driving or like, operating any heavy machinery, because you are still kind of putting yourself in this hypnosis. So that's why I say do it before bed. So then the message goes into your subconscious mind when you sleep.
I like that. And then, like what you said, it's a suggestion.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
suggestion. And the
Yeah.
mind can receive or reject. You always
Yeah.
have that choice and that power. Oh, this
Yeah.
has been so lovely. Fiona, tell me, what is your big vision, your big purpose? Why are you here on earth with all of us?
Well, my vision is I want to heal one body at a time, whatever way possible I can. So whether it's through my voice, whether it's through massage, whether it's through meditation, I want to be available at all outlets. Like, one thing may work for someone else, may not work for another person. I want to be almost like your one-stop shop of healing. So, whether it's the mind that needs healing, the body, or the spirit, I want to be that one outlet.
Wow. Wow, I love that. Healing one body at a time, healing one mind at a time. Like
It'll take a
you
long time.
but like I feel that is the recipe for world peace.
Yeah.
If you find peace of mind and you support someone else find peace of mind, like it is, and you are the ripple effect.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for existing in this lifetime while we're here in this 3D world, in this time space reality. But let me know, what does move with love mean to you?
Oh, I love it. Well, move with love, obviously, to be moving from a place of love, like, a place that is from the heart, something that is you're passionate about, and something that comes easy, so love everything. Like, I see hearts in everywhere with love, and people always send me, I'm like, oh, I thought of this, I saw this, and I thought of you. So it's like I can be eating sushi and I see the salmon is in a shape of a heart. So it's like, it's just being aware and noticing what's around you. Okay. And like approaching people with kindness, knowing how to forgive. Forgiveness is the biggest thing, I find. Forgiveness, but just like allowing yourself to be open to love everyone and accept them for who they are, what they do, so that's my moving with love, from a place of love.
Beautiful. Oh, Fiona, what is happening this weekend, and where can our listeners find you?
Well, I'm so happy you asked, April. I am doing an event with you, and I'm happy to have you as my co-host. So we will be doing Karmic Healing Journey, which is yoga, Reiki, breathwork, and hypnosis with more of a past life little feel to it. So yeah, we're doing it at Cardia Yoga Studio.
Mm-hmm.
And Saturday, July 23rd, 3:30 to 5 p.m. And I just love this. I just love our energy together. And I feel like this collab, when I thought of you, not just because you like yoga and Reiki, but just your energy alone. Like, there's like, I know a lot of people who do Reiki and like, but it's like the people, it has to be a good fit, and you're a good fit. So I think this would be a great offering, and I hope people will come and join us. So
yes, I am so thrilled. Like, we're talking about all these healing modalities, from physical to emotional, mental, energetic, and like, yeah, the subconscious. Like, we're doing all of this in 90 minutes in a group setting that is safe, that is sacred. And oh, I am so excited. So if you feel the call, please reach out to Fiona or myself. I'll
yeah,
post the bio. I'll post the link in the show notes on Spotify or the podcast platform. And then
promo
notes
code.
for,
Don't
yeah.
forget the promo code.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Tell us, what is the promo code, Fiona?
We are offering a promo code, $15 off. So Karma 15. So Karma, KARMA, all in capitals, and the number 15, 15. And that will save an additional $15 off. This is an investment for yourself. So for the two of us together, I think this is a pretty amazing deal. So yeah.
Yeah, so come join us if you are curious, if you're willing to learn about yourself, if you want to find peace, if you want to find clarity and just tune into a better person of yourself, like in the present moment.
Yeah. And just feel good and just feel
Yeah.
good. Like, who doesn't want to feel good? Like, that is my biggest thing. It's like when I can feel good and then others feel good, then I've done my job. So.
Yeah, I'm totally aligned with that. Fiona, thank you so much for your time, your energy, and sharing your magic with me for this interview. I look forward to Saturday and in the future to create more amazing offerings together. But for now, where can our listeners or viewers find Fiona Thomson?
You can find me on Instagram at Miss Fizzy Pop, or my other account is at Metaphysical. It's METFIZZICAL_life. And then also, yeah, my website is FionaEMThompson.com. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you have it. Another beautiful episode of Move Up Podcast. Thank you so much, Fiona. So until next time, let's share the message. Let's live the lifestyle, adapt the mindset. Let's move with love together. Namaste.